The Own Your Intuitive podcast is for the creatives, spiritual entrepreneurs, and light workers in the world. The shining ones who have been told to dim their light and stop believing in magic. I say screw that. The time to rise is now. To bring your gifts out into the world in a big way, creating a business that feeds your soul and your bank account. You are a magical being with the potential to change the world, one human at a time. The time for you to own your intuitive is now. Hey friends, it is Transformation Tuesday, and I am more excited than ever to tune in and tune out with you on something really, really powerful. And today I really want to talk about the capacity that we have to really listen to the information that we receive as conduits, as intuits, as, people who are spiritually gifted that can receive information from a divine source. Now, if you have never heard of such a thing, if this is, what is she talking about? How can you be intuitive? How can you receive messaging from the divine source of whatever your source of divine love is? The truth is we all have the capacity to know. Just to know. To know whether a decision is good or bad, to know whether we should stay or leave a relationship, whether, we are making a good business decision or not. Now, most of the time, we don't often listen because our heads and our minds get in the way and they tell us, 7,000 reasons why this isn't going to work. But I want to kind of give you the levels and layers here and how you can actually utilize this gift to maximize the impact that you're making in the world. So I just ran a retreat for the last 3 days, and it was epic. Like, I have not experienced, as the, person who's facilitating such a thing, such incredible shifting of energy. Like, the amount of movement physically on the physical plane and in different dimensions of the energy within the humans that were in the room was astounding. Like, I am honored and grateful beyond all measure to have experienced that. Now, what was really cool was that we had set up the days to go in a particular order. We had begun with the body day because the truth of the matter is we can only be as successful as we have space within our human body to hold. And I often tend to think of this as HGTV because that's, something that I obsess over. And, if you have a cluttered house and you want to bring more furniture in, you're not going to be able to bring that in. So we start on the body day to create the space to receive whatever it is that the weekend is meant to hold for us. And we moved into the mind day, which was really about getting out of the head and really getting into building relationships. And then we ended on a day of spirit, which is the anchor. It is like putting it all together in this beautiful bundle of trust. And when we did the body work, it was almost immediate. The amount that was coming through for the people in the room. Okay? So what I mean by that is there were information people were receiving, and, one can argue if you're listening and you're like, well, that's just their thoughts. Maybe it is, right? But maybe their thoughts are coming from a place of clarity due to the fact that they aren't carrying discomfort in a form in their body. But there is also the option and the opportunity to realize that when we get quiet and we get clear, that we can receive messages through those who have passed, through our guides, through interdimensional beings, through a divine source such as our higher self, angels, and beyond. And so in this epic weekend, there was the layer of the person who would get the nudge or the gut feeling or, ask the questions of like, how can I tell if this is something that is, coming from a place of my greatest good, or if this is something that I'm just thinking or feeling. And my favorite answer to all of these things is, The first answer is the right answer. It's a practice that I use. It's a practice that I make my clients use, because when we are asking a question and we want the solution and we want the answer, the honesty comes from the very first thing we hear. So should I stay or go? You hear go. Then you rationalize, I can't go because of the kids, I can't go because of the finances, I can't go because of all of the other reasons, and, month, 2 months, 6 months, a year can pass, but eventually you come back to the same answer that you had when you first asked the question. It could be, do I want to run a retreat? And you hear no, but you're like, but everybody else is doing retreats. I should really run a retreat. And so you book the center, you get the stuff for it, and you try and sell it, and it doesn't work, because no matter what, the answer was no, and so you're energetically aligned with that, period, right? And so I want to invite you guys to really get clear on, A, the first answer is the right answer. B, when you're receiving information and trusting the source in which it came, whether it is divinely guided or it is an internal reaction within your stomach as a yes or a no, the most important thing that you can do in your business, in your life, is to take immediate action on the receive. And oftentimes people say, how did you get so successful in your business so fast, Tamara? Like, how did that happen? I don't understand. And I'd say, well, I'd receive what to do and I would just do it. And they're like, pardon? And I'm like, I would receive the information, like, create this program, write this book, do this thing. And when I received the information, I would just, go to my computer, offer it out, say, this is what I'm receiving. Does anybody want to do this with me? And more often than not, that was the response that I got. Yes, because everything was coming through as a resonant yes, or as a particular guidance as this is my next phase of growth. And so, I'm sitting here, it's the day after everybody's left, and I listen to each of these people at the retreat throw some pretty powerful things down on the table. I'm going to start a podcast. I'm going to write a book. Oh, these were big dreams coming through on an empty body, let me tell you. I know exactly what I'm going to do to run this workshop. I received every way that this is going to work, that like the full step-by-step process of what this workshop is going to look like. I'm going to contact some people. I'm going to reach out and I'm going to do these things. And it all felt so expansive. I could resonate and feel the energy in their bodies screaming with joy at the idea of the jubilance of being able to place these things out into the world to serve their communities and tribes in an even bigger way. And so the call to action on this podcast and the call to action with you, wherever you are, you don't have to be in a retreat to sit quietly and ask for an answer, because it is as simple as that most of the time. We can simply ask for that in which we desire. But the thing is are you listening and are you taking action on the receive? What would be different in your life and how would things be moving along differently if you did? What are the chances that if you listened and you took action, that you would receive more? Because I would actually like to challenge you to the idea that you are in co-creation with the universe in a beautiful business partnership. And when you, as the partner to the universe, take immediate action, you're showing your partner that you are invested in the outcome, in the dream, in the possibility. And the more you and your partner co-create together, and you're both taking action of equal value and beyond, that is when speed and momentum and clarity occur. Because we don't often have clarity with the first step we take. We have inspiration, and we have opportunity, and we have the ability to realize that nothing happens overnight, and as long as we're in movement and momentum, then we are in co-creation in this beautiful partnership with Spirit, and that we as the partner will continue to do our work, which means that the universe is automatically going to receive that and know that they have to step up their game a little bit and co-create with us in a bigger way. And that, friends, is how business, life, experience, opportunities take hold and move faster. When we stand at the start gate or we stand at the starting line and we expect things to come to us That is how we still stand at the start line 3 years later thinking, what would have happened if I had done this thing? The thing that I had thought about, the thing that I had asked about when I'd received the yes or the nudge or the inkling. And that is my biggest takeaway from this weekend, watching and experiencing this massive energy shift in a way that I have never experienced before. That even though the people that were present were the ones that were getting and receiving this information and placing it out into our group and into the universe and hopefully into their days and their weeks up ahead, was that we all have the same capabilities to take immediate action on the receive, whether it is from the physical level of a gut response or a spiritual level of a divine download from a source far greater than us. And that we can all choose to make that our reality right here, right now, in this moment, in this beautiful Tuesday of transformation, to honor this partnership and this co-creation with Spirit and take the momentum and the action and step forward to serve and amplify our light into the world, which then amplifies the other lights, which makes this whole vibration of the earth so much greater. And if you know me at all, you know that is my greatest message. I would love to see the whole vibration of the earth rise. And I'm not saying that there won't be bad things that happen, but if we can raise the consciousness of the earth, then we create an opportunity and a chance for a change that is much longer lasting. And for those who are listening who are wondering about the retreats that I do hold, they are part of a community and a collective that I've put together. And it's a program called the Chakra Business Academy. And it's a very, very powerful, transformative program. And please, if you are ever interested in learning more about that, which is a deep dive into your internal body and clearing the junk, as if it was your physical body is your house, floor by floor, so that you can be in the receiving of something far greater. And if that is something you would like to know more information about, you can always email me at tamara@tamaraarnold.ca, or you can check out the link that I'm going to place in the show notes. The next retreat is being held in September, and this is for a whole new group of people that are coming in. So it would be pretty awesome to do this work with you and to share in this transformation. So if it feels like a resonant yes when you ask that question, don't delay in taking action. Reach out and let's have a conversation to see if it's even something that, your body says a hell yes to. And so I look forward to sharing a very epic conversation with somebody very special this coming Friday. And I hope you have the most magical Tuesday ever.